Welcome everyone to the Week 22 NHL Power Rankings from the Fourth Line Plugs. It's your host Colin and Jackson, and excited to bring this Power Rankings to you all here today. And we're gonna get started here right away. Number 32, same spot as last week, and same spot for like the past season.
Yeah.
Is the Vancouver Canucks.
That's not true. They were not 32 until they traded away Quinn Hughes. But as soon as
That's
they
true.
traded away Quinn Hughes, they immediately fell down to 32 and have stayed at 32, I think, all year. So
Yeah. And the stat of the week this week is OT and shootout records. Hot topic around the league with loser points. So just highlighting these. Vancouver, quite good in the shootout, notably. A quarter of their wins have come in the shootout this season. So rough year for Vancouver. They'll slide right into this won't make the playoffs list. Coming in at 31 is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Same spot as last week. They'll go one spot in front of Vancouver on the tier list. This team had actually an okay week, but they're still just this far behind. Nobody else had a worse enough week.
it was hard for me to move around the teams in my bottom tier like all that much because they're all just kind of not that good.
Yeah. And I mean, Toronto had about as good of a week as some other teams we'll talk about, but the previous like three have been really bad weeks.
Yeah.
So you can't move up that fast. Coming in at number 30, dropping one spot from last week, is Chicago. Who I was surprised to see them not be as dominant in OT and shootouts. Usually OT and shootout, you just need a couple guys that can score and good goalies. They have those things. It's depth and ability to play 5v5 that is their big issue, but not the OT and shootout merchants I figured they would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, this team they're just coasting along. But I mean, they could be exciting. Frondell just finished his season in Sweden and is expected to come over. And Sasha Boisvert just finished his NCAA season. Both of them are expected to get called up to the Hawks immediately.
Cool.
So
that won't make them any better at winning games, but it will make it more fun to watch.
Oh yeah, it'll make it way more watchable for the last like 12ish games here. Have seen what Frondell and
That'll be cool.
Boisvert can do. Moving up one spot is Calgary, just swapping spots with Chicago because they won 2 games, so they move up slightly.
I'm gonna need you to explain this three tier jump for this team. It's just crazy.
I mean, look, a lot of these other teams didn't win 2 games, and they won 2 games.
Yeah.
And they're all right around the same region, in my opinion. Yeah, and we'll save this for another topic, but I think Ryan Huska has done a very good job coaching this team because this team's advanced analytics are across the board pretty much top half. It's just their actual finishing talent and actual defense talent is not that good.
Yeah, you could see some flashes of it. I think earlier in the year before the season kind of ran away from them, where they were picking up a couple of wins that you wouldn't expect, and like really the big issue was that they were getting terrible goaltending to start off the year. So I'm interested to see. It might be a while. It will be a while. But but as more talent comes in, this is a team that could do some stuff. So
yeah. Coming at number 28, a 4-spot drop this week for the New York Rangers. That was a fun 2 weeks where they looked like a decent team, and then right back to reality with the 0-3 week this week. Pretty tough. Great in the shootout when they get there. Which again makes sense. Got a couple good scorers, couple good goalies. But yeah, back to reality for the New York Rangers. Another 4-spot drop here, and this is a heartbreaker, is the San Jose Sharks. They're on the precipice of making the playoffs. There's nobody else in the Pacific really wants it, and then they just go 0-4 this week. And fail to pick up a point at all.
Well, the good news for them is that a lot of other Pacific teams also had terrible weeks. So they
Yes,
still aren't out of it.
they are not somehow. um,
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
this is not the week that they needed.
yeah. I didn't. I didn't move them at all this week. They did lose 4 games. That is bad, but also like I don't know. I don't think they're any worse of a team for it in my mind. Like they were gonna lose those 4 games anyways. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah, I don't think they are like I had in 25 last week. I'm 21. Like I don't think
Mhm.
they are actually that good of a team, but they just like strung enough wins together where you kind of have to recognize them.
Yeah,
Uh, and I think they belong. Maybe 30's a touch too low,
Mhm.
right? But they belong in this like bottom five-ish range in
Yeah,
my
I mean,
opinion.
they lost to the Senators, the Oilers, the Sabres, and the Flyers, who,
Yeah,
the Flyers and the Oilers are teams that maybe they should have beaten. The Oilers, that's a toss up, but it was a close game. And then
yeah,
they got destroyed by the Sabres and the Sens,
yeah.
so who are good teams. So
They are.
yeah, I don't know. Weird week for them. I think you'd be singing a different tune if they had picked up one of those wins.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I think that would have accounted for the entire 5 place drop. Like you would have probably put them around the same as they were last week
yeah.
if they had picked up a win against the Oilers or the Flyers. But yeah,
Or
those
even
stuff.
like two overtime losses, and like you get a couple points,
Hmm.
even if you don't pick up a win. Just something.
We'll see.
Pick up something.
They've got some interesting teams they play this week. So we'll see if they are able to turn it around and
Yeah,
fight their way back into a playoff spot because they're still up for grabs.
they are. At 26, dropping one spot, but also in this playoff race, kind of out of nowhere, Winnipeg is not out of it fully.
They do have the
Um,
same number of points as the Sharks.
they do.
They've played 2 more games though, so.
Yeah, yeah. They're probably not making it, but like it's not out of the question.
Uh-huh.
They pick up points in 3 or 4 this week.
Uh-huh.
This team is not very good when it comes to extra time hockey. 4-8 in overtime, 1-4 in shootouts. But
Uh-huh.
this team is they're floating in this one of the better bad teams range
Uh-huh.
pretty much the entirety of the season.
Yeah.
Moving up 3 spots, New Jersey
Uh-huh.
at 25 had a okay little week here. Nothing too exciting. They want to change hockey from 5v5 to 3v3 in shootouts.
Uh-huh.
They're 8-2 in overtime, 4-0 in the shootout. They love some extra time hockey.
I love some fake
And
hockey.
they do.
Uh-huh.
They do, but not good enough.
At points this year, they could only field 3 players.
That's true. That's true. Maybe that's why they're so good at it.
Maybe
They
so.
just play the 3 healthy players and it works.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping down 2 spots to 24 is another one of those specific teams are letting a up for grabs playoff spot slip away from them in Seattle.
Yeah.
I dropped them to 25. They picked up 1 win but lost 3, so slightly better than the Sharks, but not a lot better.
Uh-huh.
Which I think kind of sums up their season. Slightly better than the Sharks, but not a lot better. Has been Seattle.
They currently have 1 point over the Sharks.
Yeah.
With 1 more game played. So.
Yep. We're just gonna keep it going here with the Pacific. Up 3 spots from last week is the LA Kings,
Woo.
showing some signs of life. Not a great week.
Yeah, not that many signs of life.
Do we want to put them into might make the playoffs,
Yeah,
or do we keep them out?
we kind of have to, right?
Yeah, that's kind of where I think
They
should
are
go
they are currently not in a playoff spot. We'll
They are
get to
not.
who jumped them this week in a little bit, but
Yeah.
they're close enough that I think they're definitely might make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And technically, Seattle is and San Jose and Winnipeg could all make the playoffs,
They're a little further
Um,
out though.
but they don't look like playoff teams.
They're 2 points. They're 2 points behind the Kings. At least 2 or 3 points behind the Kings, and yeah, they don't look like they're going to be making up those
No.
points.
And honestly, I don't know if LA is
Yeah.
gonna looks like a playoff team either. They don't look great, but
I mean
some
it's
signs of life this week.
mhm.
And also just the Kings of sending game into extra time here. 15 overtime endings and 11 shootout endings. That's it's crazy. It's crazy.
Low event hockey out in LA.
Dropping one spot from last week is St. Louis,
Yeah.
who kind of makes these tiers weird. But if they weren't at such a deficit, I think this team could make the playoffs. The way they've played
Yeah,
over the past month,
potentially.
they've been they've been pretty solid for a few weeks now. But they are just in such a big hole.
I ended up keeping my Pacific teams relatively similar in their rankings, and then there were a couple teams below that we haven't talked about that jumped a little bit, which is why it
Yeah,
looks like they've dropped 6 points on my thing. But like realistically, they're they're a little better than that. So
yeah.
mhm.
Uh, Coming at number 21, dropping two spots from last week is Florida. This team, again, the tier list makes it kind of weird this time of year, but they had a couple weeks where they kind of looked like they were trending back up, but then a rough week this week.
Mhm.
Notably, a team that doesn't go to extra time all that often. Only 5 results in OT, 5 in shootout. Pretty good records in those, but yeah, this team is just it's running out of gas.
Mhm.
And the East is too competitive. In the West, they'd have a spot wide open, but in the East, too competitive.
Mhm.
A 4 spot drop here to number 20 is the Vegas Golden Knights, who currently occupy a Pacific spot I think number 3, or they move up to 2.
They're number two.
They're
They're the
number 2 in the
second
Pacific.
best team in the Pacific. They went
This
0-30
team
this week.
has looked terrible. Uh,
Um,
Outright terrible. Somehow not good in the shootout. I attribute that probably to goaltending.
yeah,
But
it's got to be right
because
when you have
they have too much
Eichel and
forward talent.
Marner and
Barbashev and
yeah, Barbashev,
Dorofeyev and
Dorofeyev.
yeah, they have too much forward talent for this to be
hmm
a lack of scoring. Dude, this team looks so bad.
Yeah, I think
The,
I think a lot of it is goaltending because they're still receiving just like atrocious goaltending, but they're not playing well in front of their goaltender to where they're
yeah,
really like like where it's like maybe like the Senators were earlier this year, where you're like, okay,
hmm
this is a team that's playing well but receiving like terrible goaltending. Like this is a team that's clearly struggling and also receiving terrible goaltending, and I don't
yeah,
think that's a very good. Uh, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in the last couple of weeks because all these bad teams towards the top of the Pacific are like jumping around, but like
yeah,
the Golden Knights could be just like the freest win in the first round of the playoffs at with the way that they're playing right now.
yeah, yeah.
hmm
And they might match up with the second freest win of the playoffs
Yeah, that's what I
in
mean. Like,
the matchup.
hmm
Uh, yeah, this team does not look very good.
yeah, is that second freest win our next team?
No, no, not yet. Next up is one of the least free wins of this range of teams. It is the Philadelphia Flyers at
Yeah,
19.
no free wins against Philly. They'll play you hard every time.
Yep, had a good week this week. Went 3-0.
And snuck themselves back into. I mean, I don't really think they're competitors, but they do kind of belong in this tier at this point,
Yeah,
and they might make the playoffs tier. With a 3-0 week, they are officially only 5 points behind a playoff spot.
yeah,
So with some games against some good teams, against some of those teams that they'll be fighting for that spot with. So anything can happen. Doesn't look likely. A little bit late on the surge, but they're playing good hockey right now, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
hmm
Unfortunately for them, almost everybody in the East is playing good hockey right
Yeah.
now. Uh, and much to the dismay of a fan of one of those teams in the playoff race. You're just waiting to see anybody else lose, and
Yeah.
they just never lose. The East never loses playoff game or these games somehow.
hmm
So Philly fans,
Yeah. I think the Flyers more likely to spoil some hopes than they are to actually make it themselves. But
yeah,
I think this was a great year for them. even if they
Oh
don't
yeah.
make it, in terms of making a big jump from being like actual bottom feeders to being like a team you really have to be worried about,
Hmm.
especially if your game goes to the shootout,
Yes.
because they're good at sending it there and they're really good at closing it out there. Trevor
Yeah.
Zegras, one of the most automatic guys in the league, in the
Hmm.
shootout, and he looks like it too. Like you just watch him do his shootout moves, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. So
Up 9 spots, big riser this week to 18 is the Nashville Predators.
yeah.
3-1 this week. They had a good week last week too. They are
Mm-hmm.
making a late playoff surge. They now occupy a wild
They're
card spot.
they're wild card two in the West,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
And they're
Um,
only 2 games behind wild card one, right?
I will
If I'm
verify that
remembering
they
correctly.
are 5 points. Oh,
5 points,
sorry.
so two and
Yeah,
a
yeah,
half
they're
games.
they're 5 points back of the Mammoth right
Okay.
now.
So, but
Hmm.
yeah, this team looks like, they're if they continue playing at all close to this, they will secure a playoff spot this year,
Yeah, they're on.
which is wild.
They are playing very good hockey right now, and I mean it matters. It matters when you get hot. It matters that the West has had only 5 good teams, right, with 8 playoff spots up for grabs. So,
Yeah,
there's that spot has just been sitting there waiting, and they're looking like the team, out of the central like middle of the Packers that was able to make this leap, and
yeah,
that's pretty cool. Being one season removed from with the second worst record in the National Hockey League.
yep.
So and really
And
didn't.
selling at the deadline this year,
Yeah, they didn't really make any big moves to like try and get better or do anything like that. Just playing better hockey right now.
yeah,
Last year was, I think, a little bit fluky in terms of how actually terrible that they were, but I still thought that they were closer to that team than they are to this team that they're showing right now.
yeah.
So, good for them.
At number 17, up 1 spot, not because they played well, but because Vegas dropped below them, is the Edmonton Oilers. Sitting here at 17.
Hey, they won 2 games this week,
They did.
which might be the most of any team in the Pacific.
I think you're. No, I think the only team we haven't talked about won two as well.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, this Oilers team also doesn't look that good. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think they are clearly the second best team in this division.
Yeah.
Yeah, not saying a lot there.
No.
Some terrible in the shootout. I mean, that
Crazy.
has to be goaltending.
Yeah, that's crazy.
uh, yeah, really rough week. Yeah, Connor McDavid like throwing heaps of praise onto John Cooper and the Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Saying like, ask the coach why our systems don't look as good. Like saying calling the division a pillow fight. Like, yeah, rough week for the Oilers, but a lot of teams had worse weeks, so they kind of stay afloat here.
Yeah.
At number 16, moving up 1 spot, and they're not going to make the playoffs, but like Washington looks better than half the league,
Yeah.
particularly in most of the West. They look better than most of the West.
Yeah. I mean, they have more points than most of the West too. They
Yeah,
currently have more points than the Golden Knights, who are second in the Pacific,
yeah,
at
and
79
they
to
have
78.
almost no chance of making a
No,
playoff spot in the East.
there is no chance there's really no chance that they'll make the playoffs
Yeah,
in the East. So, yeah, weird, weird scenario that we're in. They are definitely playing good hockey though, and
yeah.
are gonna probably spoil some teams. Hopefully, not my team, who has to play them 2 more times.
Ooh, yeah. This team is like advanced flyers. I think at this point, of like
Mhm.
they're going to spoil some teams. They're going to have their say in who
Mhm.
makes the playoffs.
Yeah.
In the East. Dropping 1 spot, and I think still staying in this tier, but maybe we can bump it up a tier, is the Utah Mammoth at
Let's
15.
let's bump them.
Bump them to should make the playoffs. Is the Utah Mammoth.
Yep.
Just a little 1 spot drop here. They're kind of settling into this range.
Mhm.
It's like 13 to 16 range.
Yeah. They're playing some good hockey. They're playing some not as good hockey. I feel like
Yeah,
they're not super consistent with like what
no,
they bring on a day to day basis, but they are consistent in that they're not like dropping huge swaths of games. Like they're not
yeah,
going on big loss streaks or big win streaks or anything like that. This seems to be where they're at. They're probably pretty happy with this being where they're at, assuming that the Predators don't pass them up in terms of where they get to be.
uh, yeah. Never mind. You do want wild card one. That's right.
Yeah, you want
You want
wild
wild
card
card one.
one. So, you know, certainly good place. Yeah, they've played some decent hockey of late.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean they have a really high ceiling. They've
Mm-hmm.
played some top eight, top six hockey at points this year, and they've looked extremely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So if they could put that together and go on a run in the playoffs, it wouldn't be the most surprising thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
they beat the
no
Stars
shootout
this
results.
week.
They did.
So that is, I mean, that is pretty big in terms of them, you know, being good.
Yeah.
That's a hard task of late.
Yes, that is.
They
That
actually
was
they snapped the Stars' point streak because they
yeah.
beat them in
Yeah,
regulation. That was what, a
yeah.
16 game point streak or something stupid like that.
I think
14
so.
games. I don't remember what it
It was at
was.
least is. I don't remember if
It
it was
was
15 or 16.
it,
15 set the franchise record for a point
mhm,
streak. I don't remember if there was a win after that or not.
wild.
But yeah.
Hmm.
Moving up one spot from last week, we have Detroit here at 14. Detroit is hanging around. Um,
They've looked a little bit better without their guys.
without Larkin and Kopp,
Yep.
and they are getting close to returning, which is music to every Detroit fan's ear.
Yeah, I mean
We're almost out of March.
they're
Another good
currently
thing for Detroit.
not they're currently outside of the playoffs,
Yes.
which I think is pretty big for them. But like, and it's because of a team that we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe you and I are thinking of the same team, but Detroit is they're on the outside looking in, but they're not so far out that like they can't recover it. They still have
Hmm.
games to play against these other competitors. They lost a brutal one to the was it the yeah, it was the Bruins this week. That was a brutal loss to a team that they're
Yeah.
directly competing with for in everything, obviously.
Yep.
But that was a brutal loss for them. But they're still hanging in there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We'll see where they are when Larkin and Kopp come back,
Hmm.
and what they Larkin and Kopp look like. Are they like
Hmm. Are they getting rushed
barely
back?
medically cleared
Yeah.
to play, and they probably shouldn't or aren't that good, or are they like back?
Hmm.
And where they sit. I feel like this is a team that misses because of how good all the other teams in the East are, but that they still have plenty
Hmm.
of time and control.
Yep.
Coming up at number 13, we have the Anaheim Ducks.
Hmm.
Clearly the best team in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Picked up points in all their games this week.
Hmm.
They love some extra time hockey.
Yeah.
7-4 in overtime, 8-0 in the shootout.
Crazy.
It is silliness. I mean, this team, all similar to Utah, has like a ceiling of like a top 8,
Hmm.
top 6 team. Like when everybody's firing on all cylinders, everything's clicking. Like this team is extremely good. They just don't do that because they're a young team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Both
Stahl's not been consistent this year, but
both these teams should be wagons. I think upcoming years where all their best players are their youngest players. Like
yeah,
they're that's why they're going to be good upcoming, and this is like the first year that either of them have really shown that potential. So the inconsistency is there for sure. They're probably going to face each other in the first round, which will be interesting to see who shows up better that day. But that
yeah,
also means one of them is going to make the second round of the playoffs, which is pretty exciting.
yep.
Um, and yeah, so
Dropping 4 spots from last week is the New York Islanders down to 12.
mhm.
And this just kind of shows like they weren't bad this week. They went 1-2, so that wasn't great. But they're not bad. But that's how tightly packed all these teams are. That you have like a slightly bad week in the East,
Mhm.
you drop from like, oh, you should be into I don't know if you're going to make the playoffs
Yeah, I mean they
from
lost.
like
They lost a big game. They lost big games to the Sens and the Canadians,
yep,
which are two other teams that are we haven't talked about yet, but are in this Eastern wild card push. But crucially, they beat the Blue Jackets yesterday,
yeah,
which I think saved their season. I think if they lose that game, I don't think they. I actually don't think that they make the playoffs if they lose that game. I think that was
yeah.
a potentially season saving game that they won. So we'll see. They're currently in wild card two, a one game ahead of the Eastern teams. So interesting. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Moving up one spot from last week is Boston, who had a very nice week, picked up points in all 4 games, went 2-0-2, uh, and they might have kind of solidified themselves a playoff spot. Got a big win over Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, picking up points in 4 games, you do that for a couple weeks, and you're probably looking pretty cozy.
Yeah, it's hard to say that they've solidified because everyone is so close on their tails, but they've been playing extremely good hockey and they've been doing it on the road as well. They won
Yeah,
they were able to beat the Red Wings on the road, like I alluded to before. They got a point against the Canadians on the road earlier in the week. Like they really needed those points because they have so many road games and they still have a lot of road games left. Honestly, they've got a ridiculously hard schedule ahead of them, so it's going
yeah,
to be tough for them to keep it to stay in there. But right now they're playing extremely good hockey. Honestly, this is a terrifying team to play up against.
yeah, yeah. It seems just like
especially
fire on all
especially at home.
cylinders.
I don't even know if this team is beatable at home. You know?
Yeah, luckily for the rest of the league, they probably won't have home ice in any series
Hmm.
unless they like somehow catch Tampa and Montreal in the Atlantic,
Yeah, I don't think
which
that's
would
gonna
be really
happen.
unlikely.
Hmm.
But they are playing very well. They're passing tests that I did not think they'd be passing so far with their road play. Coming in at number 10, dropping 3 spots from last week, and another example of just how tightly packed all these teams are, is Montreal,
Hmm.
who I do we move them to will make the playoffs, or are they in this should tier as well?
They might still be in the should tier because they are tied with the Bruins right now in points. Like
Yeah,
they are definitely passable in the thing. Plus, there's some other teams that I don't think are gonna make the playoffs that we haven't talked about. I don't know. We'll see how it all shakes up. But yeah, the Canadians they did get 2 wins this week,
yep,
but they lost ground to the Bruins. They didn't make up really substantial ground on the Red Wings, and some of the teams in the Metro were able to have better weeks than that.
yeah,
So that's why they drop here. Yeah.
yeah. I don't think like substantially different of them,
Hmm.
despite like a 3 spot drop. It's just that's how
Yeah.
tightly packed all these teams are, and the teams we're about to talk about all had like good weeks.
Yeah. And,
Um,
yeah, I'd be surprised if they missed the playoffs at this point,
yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean, they're in the should. They should make the playoffs.
yeah, they should. They should.
Uh, they should.
Yeah.
Coming up at number 9, saying, oh no, up 1 spot from last week is the Pittsburgh Penguins,
Yeah.
who I think is the first team we completely agree upon, and also has the consensus is all at 9.
The first team
They
since Toronto at 31.
yes, yeah,
We agreed on
since
31
Toronto
and 32 and 9.
And I mean, I know because I put the data together earlier. We're going to agree on the couple coming up here.
Yeah.
At the top
Uh-huh.
for the first time in a while. This team, they picked up points this week.
This was a very good week for them despite one really bad loss. But they
Yeah,
killed the Avs in Colorado.
they did.
That was probably the best Penguins game I've watched this season in terms of how well they were playing, and that was without Sid.
Yep.
Which is fantastic. Then Sid came back for their game against the Canes, where they lost in OT, but they
Yep.
squeaked out a point there. That was happy. They won a shootout.
They did.
Which we
Yeah.
have
2-10.
2-10. They doubled their
Two.
shootout wins this week because they beat the Jets in the shootout, and then they got killed by the Canes yesterday. But what can you do?
Yeah.
They are still sitting at 2 in the Metro. Tied, or no, they're 1 point ahead of the Blue Jackets right now, who are third. And Sid's back, Malkin's back.
Erik Karlsson is trying to get a Norse.
Erik Karlsson would win. I think would have a very strong case for the post Olympic Norris, maybe even the post Christmas Norris.
Yeah.
He's been playing out of his mind. So
you have a case for a post Olympic Hart.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
He's playing extremely, extremely well. Probably second to one Nikita Kucherov.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Only one, or not every team gets to play the Pacific for the entire duration of their time after the.
Coming up at number 8, also moving up one spot, is Ottawa. Who I think is also in this should make the playoffs, because I don't think...
The problem with Ottawa is that they're currently not in the playoffs still, because even though they had a fantastic week, the teams in the East do not lose. So they made up a little bit of ground, I think. They're currently... But they're still 4 points. They're 4 points out of the playoff right now. But they are playing incredible hockey. They really are firing on all cylinders. They're clicking. I would say it's at exactly the right time, but they really they needed it to be a couple games earlier that they decided to turn it on.
Yeah.
Because at this point, it seems like they might be games, days late in terms of when they turned on their push. But this is a team, from the quality of hockey that they're playing right now, they should make the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, they're at the point where they went 3-1 this week. When they lost that one game, I was like, this might be the end. There might not be enough room. And there is enough to make up 2 games. But
yeah,
they kind of have to almost win out, which it looks like they're intending to do right now. But yeah, every still a world they miss.
Every game for the rest of the year that they don't get points probably decreases their chance of making the playoffs by 5 to 10%.
Especially if the East continues to win. Now, if somebody goes on a Kraken or Sharks, slide where they lose 4 games, or they lose 3 or 4, then that opens the door for Ottawa. But it doesn't seem that anybody in the East is interested at all. And
they're knocking on the door, but no one's answering.
Yeah, nobody's answering. Everybody has the lights off, being quiet.
There's no room here.
Coming in at number 7, up 4 spots this week, and I almost wore their jersey, is the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I see you've got it in the background.
I do have it in the background.
You didn't wear it, but you put it in frame.
Yeah, I put it in frame. Yeah, they had an extremely good week. Went 3-0. They have surged from outside the playoffs to 3rd in the Metro, and don't look like they're interested in stopping at 3.
Yeah. We're recording this on Monday, and your data does not include the Sunday games.
That's true.
So they did end up losing to the Islanders on Sunday, which I think would have put, like I said before, would have put them to bed and would have probably solidified Columbus as maybe even just making the playoffs at that point. They would be in Metro 2 instead of Metro 3. And they'd be much further ahead of the Islanders, but there's still a chance for them to fall back. But this team does not want to lose right now.
No, everything is working for them. I guess overtime's not working for them too much, but if they get past that, then they get to the shootout, and that's working for them. So, this team looks so good. They are giving 2019 Blues.
Yeah.
Make a coaching change and just
get hot,
win a bajillion games down the stretch, and get hot and fly into the playoffs. And might make a run.
Yeah, they do have an insanely hard schedule coming up.
Yeah,
Just in terms of the teams that they're facing, lots of other teams in this East bubble that they have to play against, plus two more games against the Hurricanes. We'll see if the wagon keeps trucking through. But I mean, if
yeah,
this team makes the playoffs, it would have to be because they stay hot, and then it's kind of a question. It's a question mark still because we haven't seen it. But like, you're really a little bit scared of a team coming in that hot.
oh yeah, yeah. You're terrified of that team.
So
Absolutely.
mhm.
But a lot of these teams in the East are also going to come in hot because
Yeah,
I
because
don't
you
think
have
you're
to.
going to fall backwards
A team that
like
doesn't
the
come in
West.
hot isn't
Isn't going
gonna
to come
make the
in.
playoffs. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Coming in at number 6, dropping 2 spots, is Tampa,
hmm
who went 3-0 this week. So it's a little bit silly. I think they're in this contender tier.
Yeah,
Um, they, I know the reason you dropped them is because they beat 3 Pacific teams that are bad.
yeah.
Um, but I just don't think the team that moved up above them was anything had a good week.
Mhm.
We'll talk about them next year. At number 5 is Minnesota, moving up 1 spot and passing them.
Mhm.
I mean, Minnesota did beat Dallas in OT, but they also lost to Chicago, beat Chicago in OT, and I don't remember what the other loss was. I think it was a decent loss.
A
Um,
decent loss.
but like they went to was it not a decent loss by that face?
I have beating the Stars.
Yeah,
This game was from Sunday that you're. Is the game from last
yeah.
Sunday that
Sunday
you're
count.
including?
Yeah,
Yeah,
last Sunday
it was
counts.
the Leafs.
Okay, yeah. They lost to the Leafs. They lost to the Hawks. They beat the Hawks in OT.
Yeah.
Like, those are Pacific level teams, and they didn't pass those tests, whereas Tampa beat the
Mhm.
Pacific level teams. So, um,
Yeah, little, yeah, and then
so
they lost to the Rangers the game before that. So not the best.
yeah,
Not the best. Maybe I need to change this in post.
yeah. I mean, this team's still very good,
Yeah, yeah.
and Tampa's very good. But
hmm
yeah, that's just
Yeah.
a big win over the Stars, though. They If the Stars at all choose to lose at the end here, then they could
If I'm
get
being
home ice.
completely honest, that game was the only game that I remembered this week from them. I was like, oh yeah, they beat the Stars this week. Let's bump them up.
I think I think they've played Chicago 4 times this year, and all of them have gone to OT.
That's crazy.
Uh, and I think they've all also been 4-3 exactly.
And we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow the Wild play the Lightning, so we will see which one of
There
these
we
teams
go.
is actually better, and we'll
There
adjust
we
our
go.
power rankings accordingly for next week.
At number 4, moving up 1 spot, is Carolina, um, who went 2-1 this week.
hmm
This team's there's trucking along at the top.
Yep.
Also, not interested in losing any games.
hmm
In the East, not interested in giving Columbus or Pittsburgh a shot at
Yeah,
the first spot.
the chance that the Penguins had to pass them up was this week where they played them twice, and Carolina got 4 points and Pittsburgh got one out of
Yeah,
that exchange. So not gonna happen. Looks like they're pretty locked in for the 1 seed. I will say they looked pretty beatable. They also
hmm
like rolled over for was it Columbus they played this week? I think it was Columbus they played this week that they just rolled over and looked terrible against.
yeah,
So definitely not. This is not a team that looks as hot and as scary. I think as like the Blue Jackets do, or the Senators do, or even Boston at home.
yeah,
Like right now, the form that this team, which is why I had them at 6, you had them at 4, but the form that this team is in does not seem to be as high as their contemporaries, even though the form that we've seen them in over the course of the year has obviously been insanely good.
yeah,
I think they've had a little more struggles of late.
yep. And I mean, they just might not be as desperate.
Yeah, I mean, and by a little more struggles of late, I mean they're 7-3 in their last 10 instead of being like
Yeah.
8-2-1. So
Yeah.
like they're still playing great. They're still playing very good hockey, but
Yeah.
um, looking a little more mortal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Coming in at number 3, 2-spot drop for them is Colorado.
Yeah,
Across the board, sitting at 3. Still looks fantastic. Still look phenomenal.
same
Probably
case as
still.
Carolina, honestly, where like I feel like
Yeah.
they just let off the gas just a tiny bit. They're so ahead. I mean, they won or they lost to the Stars this week,
They
but
did.
they're still winning the games that they should.
Yep.
That kind of thing. So
And they don't have Landeskog. Still, he's just supposed to be back before the playoffs start. So
and he's like the entire team apparently.
yeah,
If you ask Colorado fans,
I mean, if you look at their record with him,
I know
like
it
they go
supports
from like
it supports it.
good and like pretty good to like absolutely all time elite.
Yeah, for
with
sure.
him. Even without like, I don't think it's because he is statistically bringing a lot to the table.
Yeah,
He's not this like phenomenal goal scorer.
no, it's all
that's
X factor there. So
yeah, it's all intangibles and vibes and X factor and
yep.
yeah. Maybe he knows how to talk to him, and Nate just like yells at everybody and screams at everybody. I don't know, but yeah, I mean they're still elite. They're still, I would bet on them over anybody else in the series, but not playing the best hockey in the league right now. Number 2, same spot as last week, Dallas.
Yeah,
Who I bumped down to number 2 because they lost this week, which is something that they haven't done in
a long time,
like a month. With a like 15 or 16 game point streak. They're still extremely good. They've also done this without Rantanen for most of it and without Hintz for most of it.
Yeah. No, they're missing 2 of their top
Foxa,
4 forwards.
like,
so
yeah,
definitely a team that has a lot more to show. This is a fucking wildly good team. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna be crazy come playoff time to see what this team can do. Because they're gonna have the hardest road to get there. But if they get through it, like they've got it. They've shown everything that it takes to get through it.
yep.
In their game against the Avalanche that they won in the shootout, Ottinger looked like the best goalie in the National Hockey League. Just getting absolutely peppered with shots and all that stuff from elite goal scorers. Like, it's the Avalanche, right? Like, these are crazy shots that you have to save, and he made every save that he needed to. So if he brings that form into the playoffs, I don't know who's beating this team.
Yeah. He is, I think, the biggest question mark because he has been okay for this year. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit better than okay. He's been fine.
He's been good.
He's not been,
but not been like amazing. And so if he can bring the form that we've seen him in sometimes, if he can bring that into the playoffs, I think this might be the team to beat. So
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, they look this, like we said, without Hintz and without Rantanen. Like, you had the best player on the team, arguably with Miro, the top 2 player on the team in Rantanen, and the top 4 to 6 player in Hintz. Like, yeah, this team's gonna be gross. But moving up to number 1, up 2 spots. There's 0 universes at the start of the year where I would have said Buffalo's going to be number 1.
Yeah.
There's not that many where I would have, like, if you told me they were a playoff team, I believe it. There's a chance in my mind at the beginning of the year that they could be a playoff team. If everything went well, this could be a playoff team. But I would have thought number 1, but they're number 1. They're the best team. They look fantastic. They've won like 32 of their last 40 or something ridiculous like that.
They're 8-1-1 in their last 10.
Yeah, went 3-0 this week. Aced all their tests. yeah, this team they just look phenomenal. I would not want to play this team in the playoffs.
They did beat 3 Pacific teams this week, though, so
They did. They did beat three Pacific teams. So you know what? We're moving them down.
Pacific wins are fake.
Yeah. Uh, I will spoil it. Pacific record is going to be the stat of the week next week. Um, that's gonna be a lot of fun for that. But yeah, I mean, this team
Yeah,
just look phenomenal.
they do.
Um, they're going to be a wagon in the playoffs, I think.
Yeah, then I think they're gonna have home ice advantage, and they're gonna have the hungriest crowd that you've ever seen in
Oh
those
yeah,
games. Like I think, like Buffalo fans are crazy because they're Buffalo fans, but also like they're just super duper energetic, and
yeah,
they've been starved for playoffs for so long. Like it's gonna be electric. I think, and
yeah.
they're gonna have so much energy at home. Um, it's yeah. This team is insane right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's college freshmen who have not gone to school at the same time that the playoffs. Let's say have been in the playoffs. They're like pre-K or kindergarten
Oh my
the
gosh.
last time they're in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
uh, the I don't know what the number is at, but I saw they're on a sellout streak
Mm-hmm.
at home games. I think it's like seven. It was the last time I saw it a couple days ago. I don't know if it's changed. After having under 50% attendance at points
Mm-hmm.
this year, and through the majority of last year. So
Yeah.
yeah, everything is feeling pretty good in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they take the number one spot this week. Second consecutive power rankings I'm wearing Buffalo. Because last time I was like, oh, they're top three. That's Jersey worthy. You know, not going to be able to bust that out. And then it's like immediately afterwards, like, oh no, they're number
Yeah.
one.
We
Gotta
agreed
wear
on it
Buffalo.
too. Like.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our 1 through 32 on our tier here. It's hilarious that Columbus is the only team and will make the
I was
playoffs.
looking at that as we were talking, and it makes so much sense actually.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
They're the
it
team.
looks dumb, but it looks correct.
Yeah, they're the team that I'm the most confident in that is not a Stanley Cup contender, but will make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think we're pretty close to like a significant portion of these teams moving into this tier. I think we're like maybe a week or two of
No,
this level hockey
I
of
I
three and
I,
O's.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's
You think
gonna
it's going
be.
down the wire like
I
that?
think it's gonna go down to the wire. I think there'll
We'll
be.
see.
I don't think one of maybe the Senators could get eliminated from playoff contention, but I don't think
Yeah,
any of the other teams in the East will be eliminated from playoff contention until the last like week or two of the season,
yeah,
just with the
that's
way that
true.
they're playing right now and with how many like with the games that they've got against each other. Like I don't know, it just doesn't seem like anyone's going to be able to string together enough wins or enough losses to like separate themselves out um to where to where like they're a sure thing. So
Yeah.
mhm.
Well, if you agree or disagree with any of these placements, let us know in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, whether you're on Spotify or YouTube. And we will catch you guys all in the next one.
Mhm.